Am I the a-hole for not giving my sister her wedding dress because she didn't invite my underage son? Plus updates. I, 40 male, have a sister, 30 female, who is getting married in a week. The groom proposed to her a year ago at a family dinner that left everyone speechless, but very happy for them as they are longtime companions. During this dinner, my sister asked my son, 17 male, to make her wedding dress. My son has always loved design and fashion. He took technical courses in these areas and sewing, and even his friends keep asking for his clothes because they are so beautiful. He agreed but said that he needed time and that he would need her opinion constantly. At first, my sister was very annoying. My son drew about 50 dress designs in a month, and she only liked one, which he continued with. He sewed it with great quality fabric, which I paid for as I wanted to get involved in a certain way. For 5 months, he made several adjustments to suit her wishes, and she always complained about something. After a while, he arrived at a final model, and it was just amazing. My mother cried seeing my sister in the dress, and I confess that I almost got emotional too. The problem was that, last week, my son came to talk to me about the wedding invitation that had not arrived for him, but for other family members. I thought maybe he didn't need one, but it still felt weird, so I messaged my sister raising this issue, and she replied that she didn't want any underage people at her wedding because there would be alcohol. I asked if she was going to make an exception for my son, but she cut me off and said no. There are no children in our family. My son is the only minor, so I didn't see any sense in this rule for family members. To make matters worse, my son was very sad and cried because he spent months on this dress, but couldn't go to the wedding. I was very upset and told my sister that she should look for another dress as soon as possible as she would no longer wear the one my son made. She called and yelled at me, saying I was being unreasonable and that I couldn't do this. My mother calling me saying I should deliver the dress and follow the rules, but I didn't and hung up on her. Because of this, the family's divided. Many agree with me and condemn my sister's actions, saying she could only make an exception. But another part says I'm unreasonable, that I'm spoiling her big day. I don't think I'm being wrong, but just rational and paying her back in kind. So am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Not the a-hole. He should go and wear the dress. Would definitely be unexpected. So your sister can't have children at her wedding, but use your son as child labor to make her wedding dress? She's the a-hole. He's responsible enough to make a wedding dress, but heaven forbid he should be around alcohol. Who knows what would happen? Well, if he's not invited, he doesn't need to give a gift. She should pay for the dress, and if she doesn't, you're not a-hole. And it should be the full retail cost for a similar dress. Oh, I'd rather put a price tag on that thing. That equates to how much she hurts her nephew. Like $10,000. If she doesn't like the price, she can find a different dress in a week. Now for the first update. First, I would like to thank all the comments and suggestions. I really didn't expect my post to resonate so much. I talked to my son about the suggestions you guys gave me and he agreed to sell the dress at a market price. He calculated the price of everything and the value is quite high. We sent the proposal to my sister and she hated it. She said she couldn't afford it because it was too expensive and it should be a gift because she is family. I responded by saying that it was too easy to say she was family to get a free dress, but not enough to include my son. She cried on a call and begged me to not ruin her day, but I didn't call because that to me was BS. At no point did she offer to just let my son go, nor apologize for it. And for anyone who said that maybe she's homophobic, I'm not sure. But I think he could be influencing her as her fiancé who is a Christian and has never been close to my son. However, I don't care if he's doing it or not. If she wants to exclude my son from this event, then she will also be cutting ties with me. And for those who are asking for a photo of the dress, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but my son didn't agree and unfortunately I won't post it because of that. If anything else happens, I'll let you know. Until then, thank you all. If you don't mind, how much was the value of the dress? Also, you made a good decision. Wishing well for you and your son. Something around 22 to 25K. I think you miscalculated. You forgot the 20% tax because you're taxed for being an a-hole. So that raises the price to $30,000. Please, please, please tell me you have security cameras on your house. She may become unhinged enough to try to steal the dress from your house. Maybe find a secure location to store it until after the wedding. I'll do that. Wow, if she had the audacity to steal the dress, you could file a police report with pictures of the dress and tell the police the exact day she would be wearing it. That would be some present to her to have the police show up and arrest her for wearing a stolen dress and then be perp walked off to jail. That YouTube video would get millions of views. Lol. The family would be in an uproar, but you can point out to them that nobody threatened her and said, "Go steal that dress." Best to just text her and tell her it was sold for $25,000 and your son was invited to the wedding. I read both your original and updated post. My first thought about her excluding only him is because she doesn't want him to get attention/compliments about him making the dress and how talented he is, because that would take away from her day. I love how you've handled this. You showed your son how to stand up for himself and let him know how important he is to you by standing up for him. I hope it all works out. This is what I thought. If the designer/maker is there, loads of people will compliment him. And she sounds snob enough to be jealous of a 17-year-old boy. Now for the second update. Sorry for the delay. It's been a busy week. My family members skipped my sister's wedding and decided to have a party at a cousin's house instead of attending the wedding. My sister is obviously very upset and has cut us all off her social media. She got another dress to get married, but everyone thought it was cheap compared to what she was going to wear. And I would also like to inform you that someone already bought the dress that my son made. It was a good price, and that will help him cover his college costs. There's not much to say, but I'd just like to make this final point to let you guys know. Tale us all this time. When it comes to free favors and selfish demands, it's all about family comes first. When it comes to someone else's feelings, it becomes it's my wedding day and lifelong dream. Me, me, me. Exactly. If my mother pulled the but family thing to me, I'd be, yes, exactly. My son is my family and my priority. It is my sister who has forgotten family. Also, the other response would be, since when are people obligated to give gifts at weddings, of which they have not been invited to and have been specifically banned from attending? I'm glad Dad stuck to his guns. She violated 3 major etiquette rules. That as far as I'm concerned, it's a 3-strike situation. 1. You don't expect wedding gifts from people not invited to your wedding. 2. You don't expect minor children to give you a gift worth tens of thousands of dollars. And 3. If a family member does a major favor that helps make your wedding, like photography, cake, flowers, etc., they get an automatic invite and are publicly thanked in the wedding speeches at bare minimum, because they deserve recognition and respect for their hard work and skill. Imagine how simple this could have ended. Kid is invited and thanked with 1 sentence in wedding. Everybody's happy. No money, no issue, nothing. Opie's sister seriously expected to get her wedding dress for free and get away with not inviting her nephew who did a whole dress. This entire situation could have been avoided if she just invited Opie's son. It's wild. I don't understand how she would think she could do that. Just invite the lad. He's essentially gifted her $20,000+, which is likely the most expensive gift she'll get. Next story. Am I the a-hole for uninviting my mother-in-law for my wedding after she tried to sabotage my wedding dress? My future mother-in-law has never been a fan of me, 26 female, for the entire duration of mine and my fiancé's 29 male relationship. I'm honestly not sure why it is that she's always disliked me and been cold to me. But after multiple attempts over the years to build some type of relationship with her, in the 4 years we've been together, nothing has worked. She couldn't care about me, up until the wedding planning started a few months ago. My fiancé and I are paying for majority of the wedding ourselves, while my dad and stepmom are financially contributing as well. Mother-in-law and father-in-law have not contributed at all, but mother-in-law's giving her opinion on things as if she's footing the bill. You should make the themes this color. Make sure you have this dish on the menu to be served. Don't do an open bar. You don't want people being too rowdy. Make sure me, my sister, and cousin are sitting front row at the wedding ceremony, etc., etc. My fiancé and I are absolutely sick of this. Every time she tries to give an opinion, we politely shut it down and tell her we have it under control, but she just never gets the hint. But before she became such a nightmare, I regretfully invited her to come dress shopping, because I didn't want her to feel left out. Well, a few weeks ago, we went dress shopping. My mom and close friends came too, and I found my dream wedding dress. I have a curvy hourglass figure, and I found a dress that shows off my figure perfectly and makes me feel gorgeous. The dress is kind of revealing, low cut on the chest and mermaid style, but it's nothing I'd be ashamed of my family and friends seeing me in. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, have hated the dress I chose. She made sure to express that to me multiple times. She even went as far as to say, "This is a wedding, not a strip club. I don't like it." Well, I bought the dress anyway since I'm the one paying for it after all. Then last night, while my fiancé and I are cleaning up after dinner, I received a call from the shop I ordered my dress from. They were calling me concerned because apparently a lady, my mother-in-law, called them pretending to be me and wanted to switch the dress I chose to a more appropriate dress. The sales associate realized that it wasn't my phone number that called to make the change and called me immediately to confirm before they changed the order. I was livid. My fiancé heard the entire conversation and was livid as well. He called his mom to confront her, and she fessed up after denying it a few times. I told her if she's so bothered by my dress, consider herself uninvited from the wedding and hung up on her. Safe to say, she is not happy. She's been calling both my husband and I nonstop, trying to defend herself, but I've had enough. I feel bad for my fiancé though because he won't get to have his planned dance with her. Did I take it too far? Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Nope, nope, nope. If she's doing this before the wedding, what will she do at the wedding? My money is on she wears white to the ceremony, but I may be a bit jaded after hanging around r/just no mother-in-law. Also, not the a-hole. That, or she spills something in Opie's dress during the wedding, and then conveniently has a more appropriate dress on standby. Definitely not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. An important lesson learned. Your fiancé is willing to stand up to his mother to defend you. Keep an eye on how he acts and reacts as this continues. While it would be an a-hole to set up something like this to test him, it is a test of your relationship and interactions. And it is entirely appropriate to use it as a moment to get a glimpse of what your future together may be. I'm not really worried about this. Before we even got engaged, I made it clear to him my expectations when it comes to his mother, because we both got the vibe she wasn't a fan of me. He's shown me over the past 4 years that he prioritizes me over his mother. He stood up for me countless times over the years, which has tried to make passive-aggressive comments to me, and has told her that we are a package deal, like it or not. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my stepson to move in? My husband and I have 4 children below 7 years old. My husband has an older son, 15, with his ex, and is also dad to her older son, 20. We live in a 3-bedroom house. When my stepson stays, he sleeps on a couch. Despite him not really living with us, my husband is still active in his life and spends lots of time with him. My stepson's mom has 3 younger kids with her ex-husband and recently got a new boyfriend. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment with stepson getting a room, the younger 3 sharing, and her using living room as a bedroom. Her taste in men is awful, and her newest boyfriend is no different. My stepson has awful things to say about him. Despite this, and despite the fact she's only been dating him for around 10 months, though she's known him longer, she's moving in with him in a week. He is somewhat well off and lives in an empty 4-bedroom house, as his kids are all adults. There's a clear benefit for the kids to have a bigger space and a yard, but obviously a much bigger danger in moving your kids in with a man you haven't been dating for long. My husband has tried to urge her out of making this choice, but she seems set on it. She has major mental health issues and doesn't receive any child support from her ex-husband, so I understand to an extent why she needs to rely on a new boyfriend so heavily. A month ago, my stepson got into an argument with his mom and stayed with us for a few nights, before going to his great-grandpa's, who he has stayed with since. He has said that he will never move into the boyfriend's house. Then last week, he asked his dad if he could move in with us, and we told him we'd discuss it. I don't like the idea for a few reasons. The main one is space, as we don't have a lot of it. He would either have to share with one of his much younger brothers, or we'd have to give him his own room and cram 4 kids in together. Another reason is that my stepson isn't exactly the easiest teenager, and has already proven to be a bad influence on my younger kids. And he has a bad temper. I told my husband this, and although he wasn't happy and tried to change my mind, he did go back to his son and tell him that it couldn't happen right now. If there weren't other options for him, my answer would be different. His grandpa's had spare room and has already said he can stay for as long as he wants. My husband and I are also looking at other rental options with 4 bedrooms for us to possibly move in the near future. We had dinner with stepson a few nights ago and explained the reasoning and told him he was still welcome whenever he wants. He doesn't seem too upset and is comfortable at his grandpa's. However, his older brother has apparently found out about the situation. He's in the military in another state and has called my husband up to call him a POS and evidently blamed the whole situation on me. Are we being a-holes? Is it not better to be in a home where he has his own space and is still close by both parents? Everyone sucks here. You, his dad, his mom, the boyfriend, everybody. Everybody created new families and seems to expect the teenager to fend for himself. He's in a bad situation with his equally crappy mom. As a father, your husband needs to man up and step in as a parent to ensure that he doesn't fall through the cracks. The tone of your post reads that you don't care about anyone other than the kids you created. If the young man has issues, who could blame him? The adults in his life are failing him. Absolutely. It's heartbreaking that both his parents and stepmother have completely failed him. I have a feeling this supposed search for a 4-bedroom house will never happen, and I doubt OP's seriously trying to fix the issue here. Especially since if they truly were trying to find a new place, then why mention all the other reasons she does not want the stepson living with them? I call BS. Everyone sucks here, except the stepson and the grandparent. Thank goodness for those grandparents. Wow, are you the a-hole? Honestly, given everything you just wrote, why is your stepson not already living with you? He and his half-siblings are crammed into a smaller space, with a mother with serious mental health issues, terrible taste in men, and financial woes. And you guys let him sleep on your couch sometimes? Honestly, WTF, lady? Of course he's not the easiest teenager. Look at what he's living through, with no support from his dad or you apparently. And now you turn him away knowing full well what a crappy situation he might be walking into? As far as your dig at his mom's choice in men, I guess that's accurate, because your husband appears to be an absolute crap dad. And I can't say much of his choice in women either.